This is an Italian restaurant. I'm Sicilian. I was born in Sicily. All my family is Sicilian from Sicily, and so it's soulful Sicilian food. Sicilian tends to be a little bit more bold. The flavor's a little bit more intense. Lots of fresh ingredients. I've been in the restaurant business before, but this is the first time with my son. Steven is the front of the house manager for me, and Sergio, he's the chef. He makes sure that everything that comes out to the table is fabulous. He's meticulous at what he does. We have signature dishes, and I've actually put some asterisks on our favorite dishes, and it isn't that they're better than other dishes, but it's a good starting point. I like to just go around to my tables and make sure that the dining experience is everything you expect it to be and more. I'm always delighted to see you come in for the first time, and I'm extremely happy to see you come back again and again.
So Leonard, you say that Fiorentino's is the real deal. Tell us why you chose it.
And you pronounce it beautifully, by the way.
Thank you.
Fiorentino's. It's a Sicilian restaurant that specializes in Southern Italian food and is the epitome of Southern Italian food. All the things that make Southern Italian food wonderful, as it is bold and rustic and fresh flavors and spices and herbs, pastas and fresh fish. It's the best Italian food I've had, best Southern Italian food I've had outside of Sicily, and I travel to Sicily often. I went to the restaurant only to discover that the folks are from a little town just outside of Palermo called Casteldaccio, which I just went to, by the way, in anticipation of doing this show to see if the restaurant in Casteldaccio is any different than Fiorentino's in Sicily. And in fact, this restaurant could have been in this little town just outside of Palermo. The food was that good and that authentic. It's a wonderful restaurant.
I really enjoyed the food. I had the stuffed gnocchi, which it was like eating...
Gnocchi.
Oh, right, I'm Irish.
And darling at that.
It was like eating little pillows. The pasta was so tender. I hadn't had pasta that was done properly ever, I don't think, until I'd eaten there. The one thing that kind of bugged me, though, is...
No, Malika.
The one thing that did bug me, it was a nice summer evening, so we wanted to sit on the patio. And the host, took us out to see the patio. However, they kind of shoved us in the corner, which didn't really speak well for me in the corner.
I thought you wanted to be romantic.
I suppose. Well, it was also next to the fountain, so I can't complain about that, because there's a beautiful fountain with running water back there. There's all these hanging baskets of ferns and flowers, and it just felt like a really airy, nice, like garden party sort of thing.
I agree with the atmosphere. The rustic Italian was wonderful. It was great. I walked in, I felt like I was in a little village somewhere. The service was definitely lacking. We had, I went a couple times and I just felt like we got in, the hostess, the woman who owns the place, was the friendliest, nicest woman you could imagine. But after she left us, our waiter just kind of disappeared after a little bit. The food, as much as I thought it was good and decent, didn't really blow me away. I did have the stuffed gnocchi, which I liked. I thought it was good.
What did you not like
really
about
good.
it?
I thought the sauce was just a little heavy to be with such a heavy dish of pasta.
The Southern Italian food is bold.
Yeah.
So
That's probably why.
It wasn't out of the ordinary. It wasn't that it wasn't.
Right.
It just wasn't to your liking.
Right.
But Southern Italian food is bold.
Yeah. And I tried a couple things. My wife had the manicotti, which was decent, but just nothing really blew us out of the water.
How about your appetizers?
Appetizers, we had calamari, which was like calamari, and like a caprese salad. Oh, we did have the portobello mushroom, which was very good.
Yeah, I burned out on calamari probably 25 years ago, and haven't enjoyed it in all those years until I had it at Fiorentino's. I'm surprised that you didn't really like the calamari. To me, it was made in heaven and delivered to the restaurant on gossamer wings. Best calamari I've ever had in my best calamari I've ever had in my life anywhere in the world.
Your squid was far from my squid.
I guess.
That's all I can say.
I guess.
So Leonard, whenever I get a true Sicilian sitting next to me, I always have to ask, being the Sicilian restaurant, what am I going to get at Fiorentino's that they do better than any other Italian restaurant in Chicago?
Let me preface that by telling you that my wife is German, and wherever we go, she likes the veal. It's like a line from The Godfather, try the veal, it's the best in the city. But if you want a real true Sicilian dinner, you want a pasta, because they use fresh herbs, fresh produce, whatever is fresh at that time. And the fish, Sicilians are known for the fish, obviously an island, Mediterranean around it, but fresh fish, fresh pastas.
Did you get dessert?
Oh yeah.
So I got this cannoli. It was like a cannoli deconstructed, I call
Yeah.
it. It's the weirdest thing. It was like these big cannoli chips,
Right.
and then like the sweet cream with the chocolate chips. But then they kind of cheapened it, I thought, a little bit by putting like a Hershey syrup or something around the edges, which I thought was kind of strange.
That's a traditional way that you would
Oh,
serve
really?
cannoli in Italy. Yeah.
So Pam, did you? What was the crowd like the night you were there?
It seems like a place that people really do go to hang out and talk and just spend time. We probably would have stayed there longer, but the wine was very good that night, and yeah, the tiramisu wasn't soaking it up quite well enough. But it was a really enjoyable atmosphere, and I could tell that people really, go there to just have a good time and just chat.
And it definitely feels very homey, very neighborhoody, and that's kind of the clientele I thought were there. People who lived there, people who their house was around the corner, and they didn't want to cook a big dinner, they wanted a family-style meal, and they went there to be with family. There were a lot of kids there, too.
How about this? I was trying to explain to my wife the sense that I had there. And you're in the music business. A Billy Joel neighborhood Italian trattoria, am I right?
Yeah, very true.
Billy Joel song.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, Leonard. Fiorentino's was your selection. Give us a summary.
To me, it was a celebration of family dining, the Sicilian experience. It's in the Sicilian DNA. They have many eccentricities, but one of the Sicilian traits is that they're not happy unless you're happy.
Pam?
I thought the food was excellent. I think the service could use a little help, but I would definitely take friends there and recommend it for a nice romantic spot to go and have a really great dinner.
All right. Dave?
You know what? I liked the atmosphere inside of the restaurant when I got in, but the food and the service, to me, were pretty much the same, average.
All right. Well, you can try the gnocchi for yourself at Fiorentino's, 2901 North Ashland Avenue, 773-244-3026. Open for dinner every day. Limited reservations are accepted, and the average tab per person without drinks is $30.